We can strengthen the hamstrings overall with great exercises like RDLs or leg curls, but when it comes to pelvic floor and hip health in general, it can help to give more love to our proximal hamstrings. When I say proximal hamstrings, I'm simply referring to the end of the hamstring where it attaches to the ischial tuberosities of the pelvis, also known as your sit bones. Your proximal hamstrings help anchor your pelvis down, and knowing how to activate and strengthen these can help you reestablish a more neutral pelvis rather than dipping into an anterior pelvic tilt. The start of this exercise is similar to 90-90 hamstrings, except your feet are on the ball rather than against the wall. Lie down on your back with a stability ball at your feet. Place your feet on the ball hip width apart. The more your knees are bent and the closer the ball is to your bottom, the easier this will be, but the more extended your knees are, the harder this will be. Before lifting your hips off the floor, press down into the ball with your heels to engage your hamstrings and lift your pelvic floor. Think of rotating your pelvis and tailbone under like a wheel, and it's okay if your tailbone raises and is hovering just off the ground. If you feel right beyond your sit bones, you should feel the hamstring tendon active under your fingertips. It can help to think of pulling your sit bones up to the backs of your knees, and you may feel your calves activate here too. Finally, press your heels more firmly into the ball and use the tension in your hamstrings to lift your hips off the ground like a bridge. Take a nice 360 inhale, and exhale, think of knitting your hip bones together as you keep your tailbone tucked and engage your low abs. Lastly, keep your rib cage and hips stacked in line with each other the whole time. You can hold this bridge position for a few breaths as I show in the isometric hamstring hold video, but here we will take it one more step by rolling your heels along the ball as you maintain pressure through your heels, tension through your hamstrings, and a knitted core. Your torso should remain stable throughout the exercise, not dropping or shifting excessively side to side or up and down. The tension in your hamstrings and core should keep you out of an anterior tilt, but be sure you're not excessively crunching or arching through your back. You may also feel some glutes here, but your hamstrings should be the primary drivers of this movement. Only go out as far as you're able to maintain the engagement of your core and hamstrings and keep your torso completely stable. An alternative to the ball is to use a foam roller. The cues are the same here, except your feet are pressing into the foam roller instead of a ball, and the range of motion out and in will likely be smaller.